Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, before I give a statement, allow me first begin by congratulating the Uganda Cricket Cranes for qualifying for its maiden World Cup, which is going to be held in West Indies and the United States of America. So I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Team Uganda. In Africa, there are only two teams. It's Uganda and Namibia. Congratulations, the Cricket Cranes. Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, I wish to submit a response as per your guidance on the matter of the cancellation of the certificate of recognition and the allegation that the national netball team, the She Cranes, failed to participate in the Africa Championship 2023, currently taking place in Botswana. The Uganda Netball Federation was one of the national sports federations that were regulated by the National Council of Sports until the 25th of October 2023, when its certificate of recognition was withdrawn by Council Stockton Board for non-compliance with the existing legal frameworks on the following grounds. Number one, failure to abide by the constitutional provision of the Uganda Netball Federation 2012 for the elections of the Executive Committee, and failure to follow the correct procedures to amend the Constitution of the Uganda Netball Federation, contrary to Section 2 of the Certificate of Incorporation issued under the Trustees Incorporation Act Cap 165. B. Failure to resolve the governance and leadership challenges within the Uganda Netball Federation, contrary to Section 15(1)(f) of the National Sports Act 2023. C. Failure to disclose source of funding to the National Council of Sports, contrary to Section 22 of the National Sports Act 2023 and Regulation 16(2) of the National Council of Sports Statutory Instrument number 38 of 2014. D. Failure to inform National Council of Sports of the several bank accounts held by the Uganda Netball Federation without following the due procedures and use of alleged forged and authorized documents. Madam Speaker and honorable members, I wish to expound on issues that led to the withdrawal of the certificate of recognition of the Uganda Netball Federation by the National Council of Sports. Governance and leadership wrangles. The Uganda National Netball Federation has had governance and leadership challenges since 2021, which matters were brought to the attention of the National Council of Sports through the office of the then Minister of State for Education and Sports, Honorable Hamson Obua, who guided that the National Council of Sports Board undertakes the mediation efforts to resolve matters within the Uganda Netball Federation. The mediation efforts took 2 years until Council Stockton Board made a resolution to withdraw a certificate of recognition in compliance with the law. Subsequently, the National Council of Sports Stockton Board assigned the technical committee, which held several mediation meetings with the executive members of the Uganda Netball Federation, players, clubs, board of trustees of the Uganda Netball Federation. A copy of the technical committee report adopted by Council Stockton Board is here too attached and marked A. In addition, I also held mediation meetings with the executive committee, board of trustees, and players, the She Cranes and the Rock. The Rock is the male team of the national team of the Uganda Netball Federation. Copies of the minutes are here to attached and collectively marked B. Furthermore, the Minister of Education and Sports, the First Lady, was briefed about the issues with the Uganda Netball Federation, and she convened 2 meetings at State House Nakasero to try and resolve the issues within the Uganda Netball Federations in vain. However, in spite of several mediation engagements with the Uganda Netball Federation undertaken by the Minister of Education and Sports, the governance and leadership challenges persisted within the Uganda Netball Federation. Suspension of the present Uganda Netball Federation. Right, Honorable Speaker and members, the persistent governance and leadership issues coupled with arrest of Honorable Babirye Kityo on allegation of the fraud and obtaining money by false pretense from the members of the public by the Uganda police and subsequently remanded to Uganda Luzira prisons on the said charges go to the attention of the World Netball That's international governing body of the netball in the world. Consequently, the World Netball suspended Honorable Sarah Babirye Kityo in line with the World Netball status vis-a-vis letter this 30th May 2023. A copy of the letter of the suspension is here to attach and marked C. 3. The National Council of Sports published the withdrawal of the certificate of Uganda Netball Federation in the Uganda Gazette in line with Regulation 12.3 of the National Council of Sports Statute, instrument number 38 of 2014. A copy of the Gazette is here to attached marked D. Withdrawal of the certificate of recognition. Right, Honourable Speaker and Honourable Members, arising from the issues as stated above, the National Council of Sports invited the executive of the Uganda Netball Federation for a meeting on 24th of October 2023 to show cause as to why the certificate of recognition should not be withdrawn for non-compliance to the existing legal framework as per Section 15 of the National Sports Act 2023 and Regulation 12 of the National Council of Sports Statutory Instrument number 38 of 2014. During the said meeting, the executive members, the executive committee of the Uganda Netball Federation failed to show cause as to why the certificate of recognition should not be withdrawn by the National Council of Sports. A copy of the invitation and minutes are here to attach, marked E and F respectively. Following this development, the Council struck the board, held a meeting on 25th October 2023 and resolved to withdraw the certificate of recognition of the Uganda Netball Federation for non-compliance. A copy of the minutes of Council is here to attach and marked G. Notification of the World Netball. The National Council of Sports notified the World Netball with that letter 25th of October as per Section 15(4) of the National Sports Act 2023. A copy of the said letter here too is attached. In response, the World Netball issued a letter suspending the entire executive committee of Uganda Netball Federation until such a time when fair and democratic elections are held. A copy of the letter of suspension of the executive is here to attached. Normalization Committee. Right, Honourable Speaker and members, the World Netball further wrote to National Council of Sports with guidance that a normalization committee be established to fast-track a roadmap towards elections. The normalization committee was established comprising of representatives from specific stakeholders, namely National Council of Sports, Commonwealth Games Uganda, and an athlete, the She Cranes representative. A copy of the said letter is here to attached. The normalization committee was established by the World Netball as listed below. Right, Honourable Speaker, I want to repeat. The normalization committee was established by the World Netball as listed below. Number 1, Mr. Moses B. Mwase, Vice President, Commonwealth Games Uganda, Chairman. Mrs. Letitia Namtebi, Member, Commonwealth Games Uganda Athletes Commission. Mrs. Cecilia Anyakwet, National Council of Sports. Mrs. Proscovia Peace, Athletics Representative, who is the captain of the She Cranes. The normalization committee was given 6 months ending 30th May 2024 and has since held meetings to this effect. A copy of the letter is here attached to. The African Netball Championship Botswana. Madam Speaker, I'm going to make some correction from that statement. The normalization committee, in consultation with the World Netball, agreed that the She Cranes should not participate in the African Netball Championship 2023 in Botswana. Malawi and South, that's why I'm making a correction, Madam Speaker. Malawi and South Africa withdrew, and therefore Uganda's participation would have no effect in terms of ranking, since Uganda is ranked number 1 in Africa, and Uganda will participate in Wales and England, where Uganda can increase on its ranking. Further to the above, the National Council of Sports had released funds to support Uganda's participation in the said championship, and those funds are available with the normalization committee to facilitate the teams in the forthcoming international ranking tournaments in Wales and England, due to take place in January. Other tournaments: International Test Series 2024, January 20th to 28th. During the suspension of Honorable Sarah Babirye Kityo, she illegally signed contracts on behalf of Uganda Netball Federation with both Wales Netball and England Netball for Uganda's participation in international matches scheduled to take place from 8th to 14th January and 20th to 28th January, respectively. However, upon the realization by Wales Netball and England Netball that Honorable Sarah Babirye Kityo illegally signed contracts on behalf of Uganda Netball Federation, they have both requested the Normalization Committee to sign new agreements for Uganda's participation, which has been done, and the team will adequately participate for the same cause. Honorable members, the team will participate in January. Furthermore, the host of the tournament will cover all expenses in respect to 2 tournaments for the She Cranes, except for the air tickets and allowances, which will be procured by Government of Uganda through National Council of Sports. Funding dispersed to Uganda Netball Federation. The National Council of Sports has dispersed all funds that were appropriated for Uganda's Netball Federation for preparations in the World Cup held from 27th July to 7th August 2023. Quarter 1 and Quarter 2 releases to the tune of 910,120,635 Uganda shillings. A copy of the breakdown is here to attached, marked L. Right Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, and honorable members, I wish to clarify that the withdrawal of the certificate of recognition will not affect the She Cranes, since government is committed to supporting the planned activity through the Normalization Committee as guided by the existing regulations of the World Netball and the National Sports Act 2023. The above notwithstanding, the Uganda Netball Federation may reapply for recognitions once the issues that have led to the withdrawal of the certificates of recognition have been addressed. Government is further committed to streamlining and promoting good governance practices within all recognized national sports federation / association. I thank you. I say all this for God and my country. Madam Speaker, allow me lay on table the said attachments here.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, you've heard from the Honorable Minister. The statement is a very clear information. Yes, can I have the whip?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm privileged and happy that I'm a father of a 2-time Olympian. I want to appreciate the statement by the Minister, but there's a very big problem which must be addressed, specifically politicizing sports. Most of the leadership is actually supposed to be movement, NRM. So they feel that they are bigger or larger than life. They don't address the specific problems of sports, and they don't involve stakeholders at all. So, Honorable Minister, and through you, the Right Honorable Speaker, that point should really be addressed. Otherwise, we are having issues of, yes, I'm talking as a parent of a 2-time Olympian. My daughter went to represent Uganda at the age of 12. So we've gone through all this. It's a very big problem. Most of the administrators are not supposed to be in those particular positions. They have no passion and interest in the sport. Everywhere, worldwide, you must be involved, must have passion for you to get involved. Sports is an industry. Don't just take it for granted. It's just my prayer that that issue be addressed. Thank you very much, Right Honourable.
Thank you so much. And I don't think some of these people misbehave because they belong to NRM. It is one's character, and it's not about being in a party. It is about the indiscipline that the person has.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, and thank you for prioritizing this matter as the first item today. I want to thank the Minister for his statement. I was actually worried, but he has given assurance to us that the she cranes that has made Uganda proud at the global level will continue participating in other upcoming events. Right Honourable Speaker, this House passed the new sports bill, which was later assented to by His Excellency the President. I hope that the regulations can be fast-tracked and concluded. I don't know when, Honourable Minister, you will have these regulations presented before Cabinet, so that the new law governs the sports in this country, Right Honourable Speaker. We've had issues around, the National Council of Sports and the various federations alleging that some disciplines are actually being, they are not being considered as priorities. So I hope that you can fast-track the regulations so that we can have proper management of the sports in this country. But also, Right Honourable Speaker, we need as a country to focus and be known for something. Let us promote netball. We have, and of course, football is doing very well. Is football, Right Honourable Speaker? Yes, we love football. But at the global level, the athletics and netball have actually been bringing gold to this country. And our girls are doing very well. So, Right Honourable Speaker, let us as a country be known for something. Let us promote netball. Let us promote athletics. Yes, football is there, but we are not getting there. I hope we shall get there when we host AFCON in this country. So thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I want to thank the Minister for providing a clear statement that has allayed all the fears that we had that the sea crane was netball was not going to play. But, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to get one clarification from the Minister. From his statement, I heard right from the time of now the government chief whip, Honourable Obua, when we started having problem with the president of the Netball Federation, one Sarah Kityo. And up to now, it is still dragging and dragging. Right Honourable Speaker, I wanted clarification from the Minister exactly what the problem is. Who is supposed to handle the formation of federation? And if one person is a problem, why does that one person keep on remaining there and setting problem and disturbing the federation? Because if we can get to that, then we sort out the problem of one person, federation is declared, it is given back the certificate of recognition, because the netball players are there on one side and the management is on the other side, setting confusion and making things difficult. So, Honourable Minister, I think this is the area which I want you to come more clearly on and help us to sort out this problem.
The impunity, Honourable Minister. Honourable Minister, the problem you are talking to your neighbor, what Tony is asking is very simple. Before the things come to the public, who is supposed to resolve them? Are some people so untouchable that you even reach a level of cancelling a certificate of a federation? It's about the image of the country. The image of the country. So when you just look on and say, it is not personal to Holder. There are other people, even Sarah Abe here can be a president of Netball. Yes, Macho.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank the Minister.
After Macho, Dr. Achuti, Dr. Apio.
Madam Speaker.
Then the Olympian.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you for bringing this matter. Sports, majorly athletics and netball, has put Uganda on the map of the globe and led many tourists to come because of the brand they have given us. Honorable Tony Ayo has really brought a very good matter. What brings a problem? Why is it that one person who was a chairperson of a federation has become a matter? Madam Speaker, I believe it might be an issue of character and politics of sports. And my brother, Honorable Minister Peter, I request you that through the National Council of Sports, use iron hand to clean the federations. Good enough, the sports bill has empowered you and has empowered the council. Bring sanity in sports so that whenever any message is talked about sports of Uganda is talking about a brand. And truly, if it is one person who is bringing a problem, why don't you use the law to remove that one person? In Busia, where when one tomato is rotting in a basket, they throw it away and other tomatoes are better.
Honorable members, I don't want us to talk about the character of Sarah because she's not here to defend herself.
Thank you for your guidance, Madam Speaker.
Let's talk about how this can be reinstated. What has the ministry done? What has National Council done? What are we going to do to have the certificate reinstated? Because now she will not be here to defend herself.
Thank you for your guidance, Madam Speaker. Therefore, with your guidance, Madam Speaker, I pray that National Council of Sports should be empowered by the minister to set up a branding committee to brand the Netball Federation afresh so that we have our certificate back and we have our lost image, so that the brand we had built in Africa still stands. And this, with assurance, I believe since we have the best players, Uganda, we shall go to the World Cup. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chuti, Dr. Pio.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, and I want to thank the Honourable Minister for that statement. What came out very strongly was that there were several mediation meetings that took place up to even the level of the minister, and it failed. And it really raises a very pertinent issue itself on how conflict resolution can be handled in sports. There are always different methods. There is negotiation, there is mediation, there is arbitration, there is litigation. However, in the sports world, and I pray that in the regulations we consider that, there is normally a court of sports arbitration. I pray that in our regulations, if we cannot have the court of sports arbitration, at least we have a committee, which is an independent entity that will help to address these conflicts. Because by the time the conflicts reaches up to that highest level and it cannot be resolved and damages the image of our country, then it's a very, very big issue. So mine is just to comment that to prevent in future the occurrence of this, we need to ensure that our regulations have a mechanism for arbitration, because mediation is optional. Somebody can choose to accept or refuse, but arbitration has a binding effect on both parties. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable, at the end of the day, you'll tell us when you bring the regulations. Dr. Pio?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to thank the Minister for his statement, but I would also like to add to the congratulatory message that he passed on to the Cranes for qualifying to the World Cup for the first time, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm happy that we are paying close attention to sports, and particularly the netball. Sorry, the netball segment. But I would also like to use this opportunity to draw the attention of the House and the country to the fact that we have other competitions which the ministry has to take note of. And this is the competition that is being supported by the National Science Olympiad. We have every year the Science Olympiad Foundation that is struggling to take representatives from secondary schools and from O-level and A-level to fly our flag at the international competitions. But there is no single coin that has been put aside ever since to support this venture. So I would like to request through you, Right Honourable Speaker, to request the minister to have space within their schedule to meet the stakeholders that are doing this for the country. Meet the Uganda National Olympiad Foundation so that we have the best brains flying our flag internationally every year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Chemutai.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I also want to join colleagues to thank the Honorable Minister for the statement that is given us about the netball team. I am of opinion that National Council of Sports has to be supported so that they sort out these issues. One person cannot make us lose the whole team because of personal interests. Secondly, Madam Speaker, as we look into netball, football, and other disciplines, we have ignored the athletics. We have young men and women who have struggled to bring the flag of this country high. 8 years ago, one called Kipsiro Moses brought 2 gold medals to this country, and the president rewarded him. But to date, he has never received the reward. And I know the Honorable Minister is aware.
Honorable Chemutai, that is provided for in the law on the rewards.
But they've never done it, Honorable Minister. Actually, Honorable...
We are waiting for the regulations, and then we shall implement the law.
Okay, Madam,
you will budget for it. I am happy you're in this house, and you will be able to remind the Honorable Minister that there was this pledge.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The law covers that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
On ex-officials, ex-internationals, yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. When the river has changed its course and started to flow to Uganda to deliver success, it is important that we maintain that river flowing to Uganda. So it is important that this issue of the Uganda Netball Federation is resolved at its fastest. The federation being #1 in Africa as of today, it may be now easy to take it backwards to the 10th position and so on. So I beg that the Honorable Minister, this issue is taken with the priority it deserves and resolved so that the river's course that has now faced and started flowing to Uganda to deliver success is not reversed. I beg to submit.
Flora.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the Honorable Minister for Sports for a good report. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, I'm part of the team of the Parliamentary Netball team, and I'm very, very passionate about the sport, and I love the sport. And I'm grateful for the comments addressed as a way forward to resolve issues at the National Netball Federation. I have one question to the Minister in charge. What happened to the coach of She Cranes? He has been at the helm of the netball She Cranes since 2021 October. He recently came out complaining of having not received salary ever since. He has only received 500 shillings when he went to overtake and support the team when they were in Namibia previously. 500,000 shillings is all that he has received, but he has not received a formal salary since October 21. What went wrong? Thank you.
Judith.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to thank the Minister for the report that he has presented, which is very important to us. Right Honorable Speaker, netball is our game. We love it and we promote it every day. Right Honorable Speaker, Uganda Federation for Netball and the She Crane has been doing very well in this country. Now that there are issues that have come up, these issues must be resolved immediately, Right Honorable Speaker. because this is tarnishing our name as Uganda, as Africa, and we have been leading internationally, Right Honorable Speaker. One more thing that I would like to bring to the attention of the minister is that we also need to build more talents at primary school, secondary school, because this is what will form the federation of netball in this country. So we need to build right from the grassroots, because I'm not seeing this very, very active in our communities these days. In the schools, I'm not seeing netball being vigorously promoted. Right, Honorable Speaker, that is my request to the minister, so that when he goes back and they are bringing budget to this floor of Parliament, so we want to promote it. We want, if there is lack of money, so that we come in and then add more money so that more talents are built in the schools. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Lillian.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, it is worth noting that government has been very supportive with the sports sector. And I want to particularly also thank you as an advocate, the women who are in sports in this country. Right Honorable Speaker, I've listened carefully to the report from the minister. The report is thorough, but it points out clearly that there is conflict that needs to be resolved. Right Honorable Speaker, if we don't resolve this conflict between the leadership of the Federation, we are bound to have similar problems in future. I therefore plead with you, Right Honorable Speaker, you are a problem solver. Convene a meeting between the leadership of the Federation and the technical people. Because what I see is that one person wants to show how strong, or a group of people want to show how they are stronger than the other. And this will cost the image of the country. Because the issue is not about the funding. Parliament has always been committed. You did note in your speech earlier when you just came to your office that you will support sports, and you've been doing it. So, Right Honorable Speaker, that is my plea to you. Convene a meeting. It is only you who can solve this problem. Otherwise, I'm afraid we'll be encountering similar problems in future. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, as you hear what Honorable Bay is saying, the Uganda National Netball Federation is just serving as an example today. There are so many federations outside there, but this is just a case study where we need a better regulatory and effective management of a federation in sports. And when you look at the sports bill, which is now an act that we passed in this house, when you look at part 9 of the act, it talks about the arbitration. And in that arbitration, section 55(2) empowers the minister to appoint the arbitrators in that law. But before we go into arbitration, we need first to have a streamlined, predictable, and managerial administrative issues to be resolved. When you hear the minister saying multiple accounts, those kind of things, we need those kinds of things to be managed. We'll talk up to the end of the day if we don't resolve that. Because there are some things that an arbitrator cannot handle, especially where there's no transparency. When somebody doesn't give you the rightful information, then at the end of the day, you'll be making a judgment based on hearsay. For me, I'm open to a negotiation, to a discussion with the Federation. We can sit as ladies and see how we can handle this. We will co-opt other people in that meeting and see how we resolve that, if the minister so wishes. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And Right Honorable Speaker, I join colleagues in appreciating the statement of the minister. Right Honorable Speaker, the minister, I know, Honorable Peter Ogwanga is a very active and serious person we have in this parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, when Peter Ogwanga was in economic monitoring, he went and arrested everybody who had participated in corruption. So we know the person we are talking about. What he caused during that time, people will live to remember, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, through your office, maybe you need to re-energize Peter to move out of the office and sort out this. Peter, this thing is beyond the statements they write to you. There is a very serious battle, Right Honorable Speaker, between the Federation and the National Council of Sports. The Secretary General, the other side, has his team, and the President, this side, has her team. That is where the battle is. We shall not move any further. When the Secretary General writes to you what he feels like, Right Honorable Speaker, you can't form an ad hoc committee to last for more than 10 months. They formed a committee that has a lifespan, which is, I think, 12 months. It's nearly a year. That means he knows very well that he will not solve the problem in the next few days. Right Honorable Speaker, secondly, when the team failed to go to Botswana, the chairperson of the ad hoc committee said they could not mobilize resources because of the wrangles, not because they could not benefit anything from Botswana. The statement of the minister said they saw it as a tournament which was not very important for the Cranes. But when he was interviewed, he said, because of the current wrangles, it was hard for them to mobilize resources to be there. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I request through your office to make sure, as the Honorable Abe requested, that we know how you can move and turn things. Kindly intervene in this. Otherwise, every day you will receive statements on the floor. Every side will bring its side. And at the end of the day, it will be Parliament losing, and it will be Uganda losing. Because this is Uganda Netball Federation. It's not the president, it's not an individual. Revoking a certificate of a full federation that you are not allowed to participate in any international tournament, that goes beyond. So, Right Honorable Speaker, as your members of Parliament, we request you to pick interest in this, intervene, and we have this sorted.
Thank you, thank you. Honorable Minister, the revocation of that certificate is a shame to the country. The internal conflicts between the federations and National Council of Sports should not cost this country when you're still the minister in that ministry. I am happy that he has praised you that you did a very good job. So you should be able to stand to your task. And when you look at, because they are now on counter accusations. Counter accusations. Today, Kityo has been arrested. She's gone to Luzera. Another one will be arrested tomorrow. So you need to resolve that issue. Yes, finally, Propua.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The only hope for the poor people is always exploiting their talent. And Right Honorable Speaker, when we see a crisis in a federation that promotes talent, it worries the poor people. I want to submit, Right Honorable Speaker, for clarification from the Honorable Minister, who has actually presented a very good statement. To the standards that we have had here of statements, this passes as one of the excellent statements. Something that I want to know, is there a mechanism of those who take leadership in these sports federations for them to be inducted in their respective offices? Because we have seen these mistakes being made in the sports federation in the past. You remember the late Oboa had to be in a prison in the football federation. And so many other things have been coming up and down. So is there a mechanism?
But football federation is doing very well.
Now it is doing very well. Is there a mechanism of inducting these leaders who take up leadership? Because, you know, I was about to ask, it is about the type of values a leader who is elected. You know, they are elected There is no interview they sit for. They look at, sports is lucky, the Football Federation is lucky, that qualitatively, when they voted a man of substance.
Exactly, Salongo.
But even then, when they choose a leader, you are not going to remove him or her undemocratically. Your role as National National Council for Sports is to induct them, to make sure that they do what is appropriate to promote talent. And even if we intervene when that mechanism, that lack of knowledge gap is still there, we need that mechanism where they will have the right knowledge, right values, and skills imparted in these office bearers who take up the offices.
Thank you.
Indeed, I ask the Honorable Minister to go down in the primary schools. This is where our poor people live. We want to see many more talents. If you dig the background of these star performers in Kapchorwa, they lived in grass-thatched houses. But because of excelling and developing their talent, you can see they are driving V8, supposed to be driven by a member of parliament, ministers, even better than what you drive, Honorable Minister, because of talent. So let us take this matter seriously, right, Honorable Speaker, such that the biggest number of our people who can have this opportunity to develop their talent, they come out of poverty. I beg.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As you've heard, you need to go as far as primary schools. I am happy the secondary schools, where some of us are members, have an association of Uganda Secondary Schools Association for sports, and it is doing very, very well. Very well. We are getting talents, and you find that some students who are not able even to afford, the propos like the thinkers of today, are able to study for free because of their talent. These people are studying, these students are studying for free because of their talent from secondary up to even university. Before I get the minister to respond, in the public gallery we have pupils and teachers from Bunakija Church of Uganda, from Mukono, and they are represented by Honorable Nabukeran Hanifa and Honorable Kayondo Fred. Please stand up. Pupils, you're most welcome. Thank you for coming. This is your parliament, and please come again. Thank you so much. Have a seat. In the public gallery this afternoon, we have teachers and pupils of Kinoni Integrated Primary School in Rampara District. You members of Parliament of Rampara, first stand up. We have Honorable Kankunda. Where are the members? We have Honorable Kankunda Amos. Honorable Kankunda Amos is our chairman of Finance Committee, very diligent person. Very, very good member of Parliament. We have Tusime. Tusime is there, very humble. So I wish you could. And then we have Honorable Molly Musime. She's a lady. And please bring back all our three people. Don't start changing. Okay? Thank you so much. You want to greet your people?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues. On behalf of my colleagues, Honorable Tsimi and Honorable Mola Simwe, I would like to appreciate our teachers. They teach in the great Kinoni Integrated Primary School. I'm an OB of that school. When I finished my P7 in that school, I went to the only school, Ntare School. And I want to appreciate you, our teachers, for coming, and they are one of the best schools we have in our district. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for producing the legislators that you have. Thank you. Honorable Minister of Sports.
Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, I need your protection. Madam Speaker,
silence.
Madam Speaker, first of all, I would like to begin by thanking honorable colleagues for asking those questions. I want to begin by answering the one of Honorable Tinkasimire. It is true, the National Council of Sports does training and inductions of these presidents of the respective federations. And they do it not once, not twice. It is also true that government under the Uganda Secondary Schools Sports Association, government under the primary, under our Minister of Education and Sports, and with the money you provide as Parliament, continues to promote talent identification and development. And is no wonder for secondary, Bukedia Comprehensive and Amus College are going to host the federations of the East African Secondary Schools Associations competition in Uganda and in Eastern Uganda. And I want to say, Right Honorable Speaker, you are a director of that school. Congratulations. We will have the entire East Africa.
Thank you. I bet you first clap for my school.
Maybe you clap for the Speaker's school. We will have the entire East Africa come to Uganda and specifically in the Bukedia district. Why do they come here? It's because of our plan to continue to deepen the identification of talents for our children. Netball, according to the National Development Plan, is a priority sport. And as government, and according to the statement I've given, honorable colleagues, the issues which are affecting netball are stated in my statement. However, Madam Speaker, I want to implore you to allow the chairperson of Public Accounts Committee present a report here. Because this Parliament did carry out a thorough investigation into the management and mismanagement of the funds into this respective federation, and specifically into Netball Federation. The problem at hand, honorable colleagues, before, government used not to put quite some big amount of money into sports. Today, with your support, government is earmarking money to be put into this respective federation. Now, the challenge is, when you talk about wrangles in the federation, as government, this laws prohibit us from direct interference into day-to-day management of this respective federation. What do we do? When we advance you money, you don't want to account for the money. You're not paying people who are meant to get this money. What do you expect of me as a minister to do? To continue giving you money? Now I want to say that because of that, the subject matter, Madam Speaker, we are discussing, the information I have, the then president, because we withdrew the certificate, the then president is under police custody as of today and yesterday. The DPP, actually DPP got cases against her, and I want to confirm she's already appearing in the anti-corruption court because of the mismanagement of the public funds which are meant to the specific federation. Now, what is the way forward? Number one, in my statement I said, it is not the National Council of Sports which formed the Harmonization Committee, the Normalization Committee. It's the World Netball which identified the members to be appointed in the Normalization Committee in line with the National Sports Act we passed in this Parliament. I want to repeat that. It's not National Council of Sports. No wonder you see in that committee, there's one person from the Uganda Olympic Committee. There's another person representing the players who is the captain of the players. Then the government or National Council of Sports has one person in there. Then there's one which the World Athletics, the World Netball Federation identified into that. That committee has started work. It is also not true that we have not sent money.
Honorable Minister, just before you move on,
yes,
you said you're already implementing the law.
Yes.
Without having regulations in place.
Yes.
Is that proper?
Madam Speaker.
No, just a minute. Attorney General, can the laws be implemented without regulations that operationalize the law? I don't tell him what to say. He is talking law, not politics.
Right, Honorable. It depends on the provisions in a particular law.
No, this one's
not
require
every law.
regulations.
Not every law requires regulations.
This one
to be
requires
implemented.
regulations.
But if any specific law needs to be operationalized by a regulation, then so be it.
Yes, this one requires regulations. And that's why one of the members was raising that, when are you bringing regulations?
Madam Speaker, I want to confirm that we have, as a Minister of Education and Sports, instituted a committee which is working with the Office of the Attorney General to finalize on the regulations, which I want to request Parliament to give me 2 months to lay those regulations before Parliament here. Madam Speaker, as I conclude on some of the issues, the other issue which was raised was on the issue of the arbitration, like Honorable Opio said. It is true. I'm happy, Madam Speaker, you cited the law. This one requires me, and it's within the regulations. Madam, my sister, Honorable Otuko, talked about the question of the provision of the what? Of the science. I want to say this, that this competition is true, it's there. I picked this when I was addressing children of Ntare School. I am taking it up as the Minister of Education for us, and I ask Parliament to support us when we come here asking for the budget support. It is true, Madam, you've answered the question of Honorable Chamtai, the question of the rewards. The law is there, and I want to call upon our brothers and sisters from Sebei. They have made us proud. On the issue of the national coach for the She Cranes, I want to say partly this is part of the problems. The federations are the ones who enter into contract with the respective coaches. My role as government is to facilitate the federation. I do not go into paying the federation, the coach money. It's the federation to pay. So if the coach was not paid, it is the federation who failed because of their challenges internal they have to pay the coach. So for that matter, it's one of the issues which we're having. The other one is on the issue of the what? The conflicts to be resolved. I want to say, the blessing we have, Madam Speaker, is a law. These conflicts, as of now, will be resolved using the current existing sports law. So whether we chair many meetings, what I only want to ask us, that let's implement the law as it is. And as of us as a ministry, we are following the law. And I want to say, Netball is bigger than any individual, and it's bigger than all of us. We will not accept Netball to fail, or to, as in this country, as a sport. We will not. But we will continue to correct people who want to personalize that Netball as a personal entity for purpose of wanting to use it to enrich themselves and to mismanage and fail our children from continuing with the game of Netball. As of now, Madam Speaker, I want to say, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to give a statement on the issues which were raised. I want to repeat in my concluding remarks, Madam Speaker, that Uganda Netball Federation may reapply for recognitions once the issues that have led to the withdrawal of the certificate of recognition have been addressed. Government is further committed to streamlining and promoting governance practices within all the recognized national sports federations. So to those who are listening to us here, please sort out your internal issues, then reapply. And I'm happy the Normalization Committee is undertaking that, and we'll have Netball back on track sooner than later. I thank you so much for listening to me. I say all this for good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.